I want you to imagine two people. Person A has $500 in their bank account. Person B has $20,000. Now, here's the question. Is person B just 40 times richer? Or is there something fundamentally different happening here that changes everything about how money works for them? Takes a breath. The answer might surprise you. Because once you cross that $20,000 threshold, money stops working the same way. And in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this number is the financial turning point that nobody talks about, and how you can use this knowledge to completely transform your financial life. Let's get into it. Practical finance that actually makes sense for everyday people. Now, I know what you're thinking. $20,000 that seems like such a random number. And you're right, it is specific. But that's exactly why it matters. See, most financial advice tells you to save more, or invest early, or build an emergency fund. And all of that is true. But what they don't tell you is that there's a critical mass point where your money starts working completely differently. That point, it's around $20,000. And here's why this matters to you. Whether you have $500 or $50,000 right now, understanding this threshold will help you set better goals, make smarter decisions, and actually see why saving that money is worth it beyond just having more money. So in this video, we're going to break down why $20,000 is the magic number where everything shifts, the psychological transformation that happens, the practical doors that suddenly open, and most importantly, how to get there even if you're starting from zero. Sound good? Let's dive in. Okay, so first we need to understand what life looks like before you hit $20,000. And I'm talking about liquid savings here, money you can actually access, not retirement accounts or your home equity. When you're living with less than $20,000 in savings, you're in what I call the survival trap. And here's what that looks like. The emergency treadmill. Every time you save a little bit of money, life happens. Your car breaks down. Your dog needs to go to the vet. Your laptop dies. You get a medical bill. And boom, that $1,000 you saved, gone. It's like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. You're not necessarily doing anything wrong. You're just in a phase where unexpected expenses keep resetting your progress. Studies show that the average American faces an unexpected expense of $1,000 to $5,000 at least once or twice a year. Saved, you're constantly one emergency away from being back at zero. This creates what psychologists call scarcity mindset. You're not thinking about growing wealth. You're thinking about survival. You're playing defense, not offense. The opportunity cost. But here's where it gets even more frustrating. When you're below $20,000, you can't take advantage of opportunities. Your friend starts a business and needs a partner? Can't do it. A great investment opportunity comes up? Can't afford the risk. A certification course that could boost your income? Too expensive right now. Want to negotiate a better deal on something? You don't have the cash buffer to walk away. You're literally paying a poverty tax, paying more for car insurance because you can't pay the full premium upfront, paying overdraft fees, paying interest on credit cards because you can't pay them off in full. Size. I remember when I was in this phase. I had about $3,000 saved, and I thought I was doing okay. Then my transmission died. $2,800. Back to $200. It was soul-crushing. I didn't realize at the time, I wasn't just losing money. I was losing time. Because every time I got reset, I had to spend another 6 to 12 months just getting back to where I was. This is why getting to $20,000 isn't just about having more money. It's about escaping this cycle entirely. So what's so special about $20,000? Why not $10,000 or $30,000? Let me break it down. The safety net effect. First, $20,000 represents approximately 6 months of expenses for the average person living modestly. Some experts say 3 to 6 months. Others say 6 to 12. But $20,000 hits. This is the first major change where you have real protection. If your expenses are around $3,000 to $3,500 per month, $20,000 gives you genuine breathing room. You can handle a job loss, a major car repair, a medical emergency, even multiple things at once. And here's what's powerful. Once you know you can handle these things, your entire psychology around money shifts. From scarcity to abundance mindset. You stop making decisions from a place of fear and start making them from a place of strategy. You can negotiate better. You can take calculated risks. You can invest in yourself. You're not worried about the next emergency. You know you can handle it. Studies in behavioral economics show that financial stress literally impairs cognitive function. It's like losing 13 IQ points. So when you remove that stress by hitting $20,000, you literally start thinking clearer and making better decisions. The wealth building door opens. Here's the big one. At $20,000, you can actually start building real wealth. Before this point, investing felt scary because you might need that money tomorrow. But after $20,000, you can take $5,000 or $10,000 and actually put it to work in the market for 10, 20, 30 years. Let's say at age 25, you invest $10,000 and add just $200 per month. By age 65, at a 7% average return, that's over $600,000. But you couldn't start this journey until you had that foundation. Better deals, lower costs. Remember that poverty tax I mentioned? It disappears. You can pay insurance premiums annually and save 10 to 15%. You can pay cash for a used car and avoid interest. You never pay overdraft fees again. You can buy quality items that last, instead of cheap items that break. You have the leverage to negotiate on everything from rent to car prices. One study found that having adequate savings can save you $2,000 to $5,000 per year just by avoiding fees, interest, and getting better deals. Career flexibility. This is underrated. With $20,000 saved, you can quit a toxic job without a new one lined up. Take a calculated career risk. Start a side business. Take an unpaid internship in a better field. Relocate for a better opportunity. You have options, and options are power. Takes a breath. When I finally crossed $20,000, I was able to leave a job that was making me miserable. I took 3 months to upskill, networked, and landed a position making 40% more. I couldn't have done that with $5,000 in the bank. That's the power of this threshold. Now here's where it gets really exciting. Once you hit $20,000, something magical happens. Building wealth gets easier, not harder. The momentum principle. Think about pushing a boulder up a hill. Getting to $20,000 is like pushing that boulder from the bottom. It's slow, it's hard, gravity is working against you. But once you crest that hill, momentum takes over. The boulder starts rolling on its own. Here's why. You stop losing money. Those emergency resets I talked about, they're gone. That car repair comes up, you pay it from your emergency fund and then replenish it. Your wealth doesn't go backward anymore. Your money starts making money. With your emergency fund secure, you can invest. Even modest investments start generating returns. $10,000 invested at 7% annual return generates $700 per year. That's $700 you didn't have to work for. As your investments grow, this compounds. $50,000 generates $3,500 per year. $100,000 generates $7,000 per year. Your money is working for you. Your income grows faster. Remember that career flexibility? Well, you can now take risks that increase your income. You can invest in education or certifications. You can start a side business without fear. You can negotiate harder because you can walk away. You can relocate for a 30% raise because you have moving money. The math. Let's say you're saving $500 per month. From $0 to $20,000 equals 40 months. That's 3.3 years. But from $20,000 to $40,000 equals maybe 30 months because you're not getting reset. From $40,000 to $80,000 equals even faster because your investments are growing. It's not linear, it's exponential. The wealth snowball. This is what rich people understand that broke people don't. The first $20,000 is the hardest money you'll ever save. Every dollar after that gets easier because now you have peace of mind, investment returns, better deals, more opportunities, higher income potential, all working together. Warren Buffett made 99% of his wealth after age 50, not because he got smarter, but because compound growth is exponential. The foundation he built early just kept building on itself. All right, so you're convinced. You understand why $20,000 matters. Now let's talk about how to get there. And I'm going to be real with you. This isn't going to be some motivational, just hustle harder garbage. This is practical strategy. Step 1. Calculate your number. First, figure out your magic number. It might not be exactly $20,000. Calculate your monthly expenses and multiply by 6. If you live on $2,500 per month, your number is $15,000. If you live on $4,000 per month, it's $24,000. Step 2. Make it automatic. Set up automatic transfers from checking to savings the day after you get paid. Start with whatever you can afford, even $50 per paycheck. The key is consistency. $100 per week is $5,200 per year. $200 per week is $10,400 per year. At $400 per month, you hit $20,000 in about 50 months, just over 4 years. At $600 per month, you hit it in 33 months, under 3 years. At $800 per month, you hit it in 25 months, just over 2 years. Step 3. Increase your income. This is where you need to get creative. Saving alone isn't enough for most people. You need to earn more. Some options. Negotiate a raise, and most people never ask. Take on a side gig, freelancing, rideshare, delivery. Sell items you don't need. Pick up overtime or extra shifts. Develop a high-income skill. Even an extra $300 per month makes a massive difference. Step 4. Slash hidden costs. Not extreme frugality, strategic cuts. Call your insurance companies and negotiate. Can save $500 per year. Cancel subscriptions you don't use. Average person wastes $200 per month. Refinance high-interest debt. Cook at home 5 days per week instead of 3. Can save $300 per month. Buy used instead of new for major purchases. Step 5. Protect your progress. This is crucial. Once you start building that $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, protect it. Put it in a high-yield savings account that's not connected to your checking account. Make it slightly inconvenient to access. Don't invest this money. Don't use it for vacations. This is your foundation. Guard it. The mental game. Takes a breath. Here's the truth. Getting to $20,000 requires sacrifice. You'll miss some social events. You'll drive an older car. You'll say no to things. But here's what keeps you motivated. Every $1,000 you save gets you 5% closer to completely changing your financial life. At $5,000, you're 25% there. You can handle small emergencies. At $10,000, you're 50% there. You can handle medium emergencies and start feeling secure. At $15,000, you're 75% there. You can see the finish line. At $20,000, you've arrived. Everything changes. Track your progress visually. I used a chart on my wall where I colored in a square for every $500 I saved. Seeing that progress kept me going. Remember, you're not depriving yourself. You're freeing yourself. So you've hit $20,000. Congratulations, you're in elite company. Most Americans never get here. But this isn't the finish line. It's the starting line for real wealth building. The next milestones. After $20,000, here's your path. $20,000 to $30,000. Keep your emergency fund intact and start investing consistently. Open a Roth IRA or increase your 401k contributions. $30,000 to $50,000. Now you're building real wealth. Your emergency fund is solid. You're investing regularly. You have options. $50,000 to $100,000. You're in the top 25% of savers. You can make major life moves. Buy a home, start a business, take a sabbatical. Money is working for you. $100,000 plus. You've hit what Charlie Munger called critical mass. The compound effect is now obvious. Your net worth might grow $10,000 to $20,000 per year just from returns. The freedom number. Eventually, you want to calculate your freedom number, how much you need invested to never worry about money again. A common rule, 25 times your annual expenses. If you need $40,000 per year to live, that's $1 million invested. But here's the thing. That journey from $20,000 to $1 million is actually easier than the journey from $0 to $20,000. Your legacy. And this isn't just about you. When you master this, you can teach your kids. You can help your family. You can be the person others come to for advice. Financial security doesn't just change your life. It changes your family tree. So there you have it. Why everything changes after $20,000. To recap, under $20,000, you're stuck in the survival trap. At $20,000, you escape the cycle and unlock opportunities. After $20,000, wealth building becomes exponential. Getting there requires strategy, consistency, and sacrifice. But it's worth it because it changes everything. If you're starting from zero, that might feel overwhelming. But remember, everybody who has $20,000 saved once had zero. The difference is they decided to start, and they didn't give up. Your challenge: calculate your magic number right now. Then set up one automatic transfer this week. Just start. If you found this valuable, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps this video reach more people who need to hear it. Subscribe if you want more real financial content like this. And drop a comment telling me where you're at on your journey to $20,000. I read every single comment. Remember, you're not building money. You're building freedom. I'll see you in the next one.